Well, I'm sure glad I sleep well in the rain. Welcome back to American Truck Simulator. It is very early in the morning. It has been raining all night. It's forecast to keep raining for a long time. And today we're in something a little different. It's a little new to me. This is a rented, not that you can see it right now, Freightliner FLD with a Caterpillar engine. Alright, let's go ahead and get this thing started. Well, you know what? Let's just take a look around the cabin first. Oh gosh, it's storming now. Not that we can really see much, but that's okay. So CB up there, we've got some there, we've got some dashboards, okay. Got some headlights, yeah, that's great. Alright. There's not much to see from the external view. This is the low roof model. It's configured as a fleet spec machine, so we have I believe it's an entry-level Caterpillar engine at 10 speed. Nothing too adventurous here, but that's not the point of today's trip. Well, I'm going to hit the road and we're off to Woolburg to collect the cargo today.
Go straight.
That looks like an easy collection. That's good news.
Let's get this job done.
So the trip today is about 300 miles and I'm hauling about 39,000 pounds behind me. This is a Caterpillar C-15 bridge engine, that's the MBN. The soundstage is courtesy of Z and Zeemods. The torque curve is a custom design and you guessed it, this is another test of that torque curve and those transmission shift points. I'm a fan of the MBN. It's been one of my go-to engines for a while. So this one is just rated full 35. It has a restricted rev range. I think it's something like 1700 revs you can do, which limits top speed. But it was designed for the fleet market, as I understand. And by fleet market, what I really mean is designed for the accountants and the fleet managers who really have to keep costs down. It's still an enjoyable engine to drive, despite not having that last few 300 revs at the top end. Okay, made it to the highway. I think it's time to get those wings back and put most of those 300 miles behind us. And I'm cautiously optimistic that it might be brightening up as well.
Daddy only let me drive on a dirt road. Blacktop was off limits way back then. I remember that first day we hit that interstate. That highway got up underneath my skin. And I've been rolling ever since. Love to hear those big wheels whine, 'cause my windshield sees a world that my rear view leaves behind. Shifting gears, I love that sound. I top off my tanks and coffee, put the hammer right back down. Yeah, this is who we are and how we roll out on the big road. I've seen this whole country on this big road. My office has one hell of a view. I really like your town, I'd love to stick around, but I'm just a gypsy rambling, passing through. Lord knows that's the truth. I love to hear those big wheels whine, 'cause my windshield sees a world that my rear view.
It's a quick summary on this MBM engine then. It does okay. Yes, it's limited in revs and it's 1650 foot-pounds of torque, which is not stellar. And and it's 435 rated horsepower. It's more like 445, I think, by the numbers. But it's doing alright. I have no real complaints. Mileage wise, this truck does not have a trip computer. It's a 15 litre engine, and it hasn't been the kindest trip, and I've only got 10 speeds, but it's done alright.
Keep right, and then turn right.
I'm hoping for 6 miles per gallon, I think. That's probably fair enough, but we'll see what happens. Anyway, managing to keep things rolling is always useful, and I do enjoy how it sounds. So thank you, Zeemod. This is one of my favourite sounding engines. Although, let's face it, they pretty much all are. Right, so let's get...
Go straight.
I got a feeling there's a hill coming up. Oh, we'll find out in a second or two. Yeah, I was right. Okay. This will be a challenge because this is quite a steep one. So... ish revs and what's the change down? Okay. We're still bleeding speed. You know what? This hill's going to take a while to climb, so let's take a commercial break. I'll be right back. Was a champion hill, and I have a pretty good idea what the fake commercial will be. So I hope everyone's still here. Yes, that's very much tongue-in-cheek. It's still raining, we're still on the way. You didn't miss much. I climbed the hill, there was an incident at the top, and here we are. Still on the road. Seemingly jumping off the, whatever the heck they call that bump strip on the side of the road. Probably a bump strip. I should have linked this in the description below, but I'm using the real Eaton-Fuller transmission mod, and the transmission of choice today is at 10 speed. It's an overdrive. It's at a 336 final drive and a 0.74, not 0.074 top gear. Ultimately, 55 miles an hour is about 1150 RPM, and 60 is a few more. It's working pretty good for this engine. I suspected it would, but I hadn't tried it. So it's giving it long enough gearing for able to cruise at 65, 70 or more without having to change gear too much on some of the moderate hills. So I get it. Like now, some of the steeper hills I'm going to need to change down. But trying to keep the thing flexible enough, I think that this works pretty good. Now I am testing the MBM's high and low gear speed shift points essentially. So I am using this manual and automated mode, And the idea there is, you know what, I want to make sure that it can cope with it without hunting around between the gears, which is just not a good experience. So I would say that actually this is doing better than I had hoped, and I'm happy with it. This weather's certainly closing in. I think I've got plenty of time, but I might just want to curtail my speed a little bit. The rule of being able to stop what you can see, I don't think I can manage that right now, which makes me unsafe. Let me talk briefly about performance and how well the game runs with rain in my current new setup. And the answer to that is there are some frame rate drops, some spikes, some lags. It is playable, and I'm sure that YouTube's capturing this, but the frame rate does drop below 60, and it's noticeable. Does it disrupt my enjoyment of the game? Occasionally, but I know SCS are working on it. I know everyone likes to talk about it. It's a 20-year-old engine, I get that. So, yes, it's definitely, you notice it. And to the point where I don't always want to record YouTube or edit YouTube videos with me driving in the rain because of those frame drops. Well, I enjoy driving in the rain, so, what's a guy got to do? Wait for SCS to work on the software. I think that's the best answer right there. Oh, look at that. That's not something I particularly expected. It's brightening up. That doesn't happen so often in the game. You usually get a bit more warning than that, but pretty much I've gone from night to day. I suppose it makes sense. That's what can happen in real life. Well, get the wipers turned off and turn off the headlights in a little bit, but this is going to make the rest of the trip a lot easier. And a little easier on the machine as well, because frame rate's dropping bad weather.
My windshield sees a world that my rear view leaves behind. Shifting gears, I love that sound. I drop off my tanks and coffee, put the hammer right back down. Yeah, this is who we are and how we roll out on the big road. I love to hear those big wheels whine, 'cause my windshield sees a world that my rear view leaves behind. Shifting gears, I love that sound. I top off my tanks and coffee, put the hammer right back down. Yeah, this is who we are and how we roll out on the big road, out on the big road.
And here we are. That felt like a long trip. It wasn't particularly that difficult or long, but just felt that way. Okay, we got a straightforward, simple drop back here. It's back and to the right. So, yeah, let's watch my speed through this car park, through this parking lot. Here we go. It's dead ahead. So I think we can line this up close enough to the fence on the left here and just gently get it in the spot. And there we are. And I think that's about the best view we've seen of the truck from the outside. Okay, let's see how well we did. So, 298 miles, that is just below 300 miles. And we burnt 53.7 gallons. That is 5.5 miles per gallon, which is a little lower than I hoped. Well, I hope that you've enjoyed this video. And if you have, you know what to do. And if you haven't, you also know what to do. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Goodbye.